Okay. Be right back is not allowed. Or everything will disconnect, apparently. So, that's always nice. Hello. This one wasn't on my game. This one was on the fact that it's stormy outside. It has been for the past 2 weeks. And the internet is very unstable because it has been like storming for the past 2 weeks. So I really want to finish the story. So let's focus and do that. And hopefully by next week my internet can hold a bit better. Though I don't imagine that the game will, so... Yeah! Hello! I don't think that the game will improve over the course of a week, but maybe my internet will, and it will stay a bit more stable than this. I appreciate you pointing.
What a lovely sunny day.
Not disobedient. Give your tongues to the behemoths,
and you won't share any secrets. You never listen to Father,
so your ears shall go to the branches.
It's not too bad with like uploading, because I don't need it to be completely stable all the time. It's worse with streaming, because I do need it to be completely stable all the time.
No, Momo, we have to be.
So there was one crash that was on my internet, and
That's exactly right.
not the game.
Mother created Grandma to watch over all of the Titan's creations. When she gets sick, it means everyone malfunctions. If she dies, we all die.
But she died before the funeral even took place, though.
He also said Grandma is always sick. That means everyone has been transformed. Lying children, full of hate.
A little candy, a big punishment.
I mean, Red Riding Hood wasn't transformed.
Liars. I've tried to stop Grandma from dying countless times. I stopped her from drinking the juice. I stayed by her side without sleeping. I tried to get help from outside. If this doesn't end, we can never leave.
The juice isn't poisonous after all?
No. No matter what I did, just as everyone was about to complete their mission, Grandma would die, and another funeral would begin.
My question is, if you save Grandma and she dies at some point later down, does that mean that your life also ends with her?
No, it isn't. Mother gave us the ability to purify corruption, so we could help our shroomling friends. The dark miasma that followed the Veilfall was an accident, but everyone kept working to cleanse it, trying to protect this forest.
Maybe Nikos didn't know what would happen afterwards. Maybe he thought the scavenger would have hosted a funeral a long time ago.
Yeah, I would imagine that that would be the assumption.
Why haven't you left yet? Why won't you listen?
Considering that Nikos is long dead by this point.
Must be locked away.
Imagine you set an event to happen in place,
We're invited too.
and it just like...
No. No one here deserves to be locked away. I'll make you all.
And it still hasn't taken place like thousands of years later, because it's just trying to struggle
Disobedient children.
in order to not take place.
Trying to stop us. Nikos' traps are frightened. The key to defeating the scavenger.
They
must be
actually
one.
like respawn, so there's zero reason to fight any of them.
I've walked this path so many times, but this is the first time someone has walked it with me. Will we reach the end this time?
You mean run it with you?
The plants sway gently when the wind blows. It's like Itzaland is alive and breathing.
It's like Itzaland is alive and breathing. Okay, no more exclamation points, we can go now.
There's the entrance to the tomb. If we want to end the funerals, we need to defeat the scavenger. But how? Maybe only Mother would know.
Your mother actually lived under this gravestone? That was brave of her.
I mean,
Mother
dead
was
people
different from
normally
other
stay dead,
parents.
Momo, so
She loved the forest.
living in a funeral would just be like
Not
really
bad
calm.
Machinery. She knew her experiments wouldn't be accepted. So, as the graveyard's caretaker, she hid them in the tomb she knew best. Nikos was disgraced after his machinery failed. Since they were both outcasts, Mother took him in like they were kindred spirits.
She helped him out of kindness. He harmed her children in return.
That's just shameless.
Thankfully, he couldn't enter the most important room. That was where Mother lived. Only she and I could get in there.
So now,
Ever since Nikos erased my existence and the forest forgot about me, I can't get in. I can't even pick up the key Mother left behind. That's why I tried to seek help. I hoped that someone from outside the forest would be recognized by this pocket watch and activated again.
the pocket watch is the key. Maybe Ritali's creations were the continuation of her time.
That lip sync
This
is
watch
really
saw the
late.
birth of all of Mother's creations. Now it's become the bell that tolls at the funerals. I tried to break in after I embodied the big bad wolf's form, but the mechanisms drove me back. I was a monster. An intruder.
Did you get those wounds here?
I've fought so many times. I can't remember where any of these scars came from.
All of this is because of Nikos. We have to stop him and defeat the scavenger once and for all.
I hope there will still be traces of Mother inside.
Like her bones?
Mother built defense mechanisms to protect her laboratory. They'll be more dangerous after Nikos corrupted them. Enter from here. The tomb lies beyond all the mechanisms. I'm counting on you. You're like a strong tree, standing tall in the forest for ages, Nikki. You've never doubted yourself, and never wavered in your choices. You are worthy of picking up Mother's key.
So how does the key judge worthiness? I mean, I understand that she set up the whole storyline premise thing and tried to show people through different fairy tales what is right and wrong. Just to, like, see who has the right moral character to get to this point and to help her break people out of the loop. But
Is this the trap Little Red Riding Hood was talking about? Check out all those doors.
how does the key determine
This place has been corrupted too.
the right
Don't
person?
worry, leave it to me. Yup. Yeah.
Shame that this is like a temporary world. Because this is really pretty. And that glow from behind as well when you enter photo mode. This makes for a very picturesque scenery. What? There's my path. Wait, no. That's where I came from. Oh, there's my path. There we go. Thanks, stairs, for existing. I think they exist no matter you see them or not. It's just a little bit awkward. I mean, I sort of wish that they did and sort of wish that they didn't. One thing that Infinity Nikki really struggles with is bloat. Like, people that used to play on mobile devices just, like, have real trouble playing on mobile devices anymore. I saw a post of one person saying if I move to a Steam Deck, it has 248 gigs. Do you think that's gonna be enough? Or will that become a problem? Though, I consider this kind of scenery a lot prettier and a lot more impactful than countless manage your businesses, Nikki, that we're getting recently. I also like the music in here. It's kind of weirdly soothing. I feel like they call all the wrong things. God damn it. I heard my sound disconnect upon entering this. It's fine.
This is Mother's laboratory. This is where we were born. After I fell asleep, what happened back then? Maybe only Mother's records can tell us about the forest's past.
A lot of people are asking so that you could uninstall already done content. So like, if you finish a storyline, you just kinda uninstall it. Because that's what other gachas do. But for some reason Infinity Nikki doesn't. The day I left Heaven's Reach, you didn't see me off, nor did I look back. The bitter argument marked our final parting. I'll admit it, I could never find the music in the endless grinding of gears. Those noises that disrupt my dreams could give Sleeping Beauty a migraine. But these eyes of mine, eyes that never once longed for cold metal, can see how precious this forest truly is amidst the mist. My friend coming here has been the best decision I've ever made. Lately I've been feeling a tickle on my shins. It's not bugs. It's something tinier, something curious. They're terribly shy too, tucking themselves away every time I try to take a peek. So I pretend to doze off, and that's when I finally saw them. Little things no taller than a blade of grass. The shroomlings. We've been never truly spoken to them before, have we? They're as innocent and charming like a creature straight out of Shroom Belina. My friend, it's a shame you never get to have a proper chat with them. Their understanding of nature runs far deeper than ours. Ah, she must have been friggin' massive. The shroomlings were coming up to her shins. Shroomling, plant, people, breathing, jumping, and laughing plant. I think no. I am almost certain that I'm close to finding a way to save this forest from the creeping miasma. The answer isn't in machinery, but in the life that breathes with the forest. Creating life is a strange foreign business to me. I don't know much about real animals, but I spent my whole life befriending peculiar fairies and mischievous sorceresses in stories. Building a life from a fairy tale. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? One day, at the place the very first fairy tale was told, I will complete a creation that holds the heartbeat of my entire life's work. She will be brave, pure and strong, with a faith in herself, that ticks as steady as a clock and grows as wild as the woods. If I succeed, I shall call her Little Red Riding Hood. That brave Little Red. You know she was always my favorite. The girl who wasn't afraid to walk deep into the forest. Status: Botanical Experiment Day 739. Room temperature: nominal. Progress: adjusting structural integrity, 72% complete. What kind of temperature is nominal exactly? If you're keeping like your notes, that doesn't seem like a very precise way of measuring temperature. Today's procedure: observation and recalibration. Every night I wait for Little Red Riding Hood to take her first breath. I find myself sketching her future in my head. She could be a creature of righteous anger, a vessel of untamed power. I have built her skeleton from the remains of behemoths, her sinews from the sturdiest roots, and through her veins flows shimmering moonlight. My child, a synthesis of the purest spirit and the most resilient flesh. Status: Botanical Experiment Day 2295. Weather: rainy. Incident log: Little Red Riding Hood rescued a shroomling during a forest patrol. Today's procedure: monitored my children's activities, had a fairy tale time with them. My children are breathing freely now, filtering the toxic miasma with every exhale. They have begun to embrace their own roles and finding voices that are uniquely theirs. Their laughter and little joys are the living embodiment of the classic fairy tale promise. And they all lived happily ever after. I've decided to tuck a little surprise away at the place where the very first fairy tale was told. Just like in the stories of old adventurers, once you brush aside the leaves, you discover a treasure chest filled with stars. So, going by the dates, let's say that in 1,000 days, there's about 3 years. It won't be exact, but the measurement is pretty close enough. So, 2 years in, she was still waiting for Little Red Riding Hood to breathe. Then this entry is about, I would say, 7 years in. So 7 years in, her experiment has already succeeded. And this would be 8 years in, about just like thereabouts. Botanical Experiment Day 2761. Weather clear. It used to measure room temperature, now it's weather, okay. Incident log: Little Red Riding Hood engaged in a heated dispute with Heritage Bones. Today's procedure failed. Mediation. Attempted mediation. Oh boy, math. So that was about 8 years. So 9. So this is about 12, 13 years in? Status: Botanical Experiment Day 4213. Weather clear. Incident log: Little Red Riding Hood sustained minor structural damage. Today's procedure: emergency restoration surgery. Nico spoke to me about his experiments involving the S-lings. Perhaps it's the instinct for curiosity that runs in our blood, or perhaps the scorn he faced back in Heaven's Reach pushed him toward a darker path. Either way, I am relieved he chose to stop and gave me his word that those experiments are behind him. It's kind of interesting that they also had S-lings at that point already. So, her designs couldn't have been the blueprint for S-lings. Her designs had to be derivative from S-lings. Huh. Regardless, he seems to hold a genuine affection for this forest and is quite fascinated by my work. Often inquiring about how the children are brought to life. Perhaps one day he might even assist me in creating and nurturing them, but for now the laboratory must remain closed to him. Still, I choose to believe that if the forest were ever in peril, he would be the first to lend a hand. I think you were kind of bit wrong there. Well, like, I don't I don't blame you for being good-willed. Like, in general, I like to trust that people are good, which means that when people are not good, it's kind of a danger to me and a complete surprise. Ritali's Diary, Part 3. I cannot find Little Red Riding Hood. Nico says she may have grown weary of the woods and left on her own. I do not believe him. We still have so many stories to finish, right back at the place where the first fairy tale was told. I still have a very important gift that I never managed to pass to her. So many promises made to the forest. She's not the kind of child to leave without a word. I prefer to believe that she found a long-lost spell book or tumbled down a rabbit hole, and she's having a fairy tale adventure of her own and will return to us with a basket full of fresh stories. The fingers I used to prepare potions are no longer as nimble as they once were, and my strength is constantly fading. Worst of all, my mind is growing hazy. Even though Nikos works tirelessly to prepare medicinal tonics, my health does not improve. Perhaps the endless days of searching have only worsened my condition. Still, I have not found Little Red Riding Hood, and I must make my final arrangements. Nikos' methods are becoming far too extreme. In his desire to protect the forest, he has begun to violently drive away any travelers who wander here. He even intends to control their memories. Is it my frailty that makes him so anxious? Regardless, I cannot comfortably entrust my laboratory to him in his ways. It's too important. I fear I do not have much time left. Little Red Riding Hood, if I have already slumbered within the forest before you return, please remember that I have left a key for you. Everything I own is forever yours. My only regret is that I cannot give you your gift in person. Yet I believe that wherever you are, you will fare well. You will become the Little Red Riding Hood who protects this forest, as told in fairy tales, as you promised. I have told 1,000 fairy tales in my life, but never repeated an ending. I loved all of them, for they're all fate's gifts of surprise. It is such a pity, because the story Mom was most curious about was the story of your life. Yeah, you kind of poisoned her with medicine. You called it medicine, it probably quite wasn't. And for the whole styling thing, I am a fan of more styling. I am not a fan about the fact that it's tied to construction and with dispatches.
All of Ritali's records
I think that part is a mistake.
The very first fairy tale was told.
That's it. Come. Take a look with me, Nikki. I've never seen this box before.
Did Nikos leave it here? What is that awful man playing at?
It's soup.
It's always good to be cautious.
Medicine
The
soup.
materials I found could lead us to the answer.
Years ago, Nikos wandered into the misty forest. After Ritali took him in, he claimed absolute loyalty to the forest in return for her kindness. But from the box in the tomb? No, bowl of soup in the tomb. So it was soup. We know that Ritali's condition worsened under his treatment until she eventually died. Combined with his earlier act of tricking Little Red Riding Hood into drinking poison soup,
Nikki, this is it!
it can be inferred that he used the same method to poison Ritali. Except that he poisoned Little Red Riding Hood once and she kinda napped for a while. Probably a bit comed, but he poisoned the Titaness multiple times. From the 3 documents in the tomb, it's clear that after Little Red Riding Hood disappeared, Ritali devoted all her strength to searching for her whereabouts. Until her death, the two never reunited. In her final moments, Ritali left behind her wish to... go home or protect the forest?
Nikki, this
Protect the forest. And at the place he had promised to me, she left one last gift. The box is not a trap. It's far more likely to be a gift Ritali left behind. For one thing, this place is still untouched.
harm the very person who saved you. All for empty fame. How could someone be that cruel?
Who even remembers him now? The Titans vanished ages ago, and everything he yearned for will never happen.
He told us that the people of Heaven's Reach would call out his name one day, and that the Titans would reclaim their glory, thanks to him.
Well, the Titans are all dead, so there's that.
Now it's almost laughable.
Huh? He thought he deserved all that for stealing someone else's work? He's going to be infamous when this gets out.
Not among his own community. His own community died.
Evidence of his crimes is still here. There's no way he got in. Then this box left behind must be...
Something Mother left for me?
Yes.
I think
She
Infinity
mentioned
Nikki
there was
approaches
something
very
very
disturbing
important behind.
themes with enough
I think it's a
lightness that it's
gift
not
for you.
horrifying.
She must have been waiting for you to open it.
Mother's gift. For my coming of age ceremony?
Coming of age ceremony?
Mother once said that when I truly learned how to love a forest,
Alternatively, wanna go into the
she'd teach me
behemoth
the final
dungeon.
way to protect it.
Protect the forest. Open it, Little Red Riding Hood. Whatever's in there must be the key to saving everyone.
But can I really do it?
Open the box? Yeah, I think you're capable of that.
She wanted me to protect this forest, but I never could. Everyone was tricked. The forest was corrupted. And Mother... I couldn't protect anything.
You tried for thousands of years. Doesn't that count for something?
No. Nikos may have tainted this place, but one disaster can't destroy the whole forest, and it cannot destroy you. Just like seeds break through the soil, this forest will awaken again. We can still save all of Lady Ritali's children.
Good
I've
puppy
been that
dungeon.
girl, and I've been the monster.
Ah, yes.
No matter what
That
I
lid
did,
weighs a ton.
I wasn't strong enough. Not even close.
Not strong enough to open the box, then.
Watch out!
The Trichios so want to be a monster. They're all afraid of you because of me. You're nothing but nameless nobody.
This is the last loop. Nikki, I might not have the strength to do this.
No! You are Ritali's daughter, a child of the forest. You've never stopped trying. You're a warrior. We'll defeat that liar. All he knows how to do is steal from others. You don't have to be mad or a monster. You just need to fight this.
To be fair, technically she only needs to defeat a memory. Because once again, the original guy is long gone. Nikki kinda has a... Why? Nikki kinda collides with other people's souls quite a bit, and sometimes permanently absorbs them, and sometimes just merges with them temporarily. Either way, it's kinda creepy, y'all. And of course, because she's Nikki, she looks a lot more epic than the original NPC ever did. She's very good at absorbing souls for some reason, like... We can summon a good boy because temporarily... Temporarily, we have the good boy with us, so... I accidentally walked a tiny bit too far. Go, good boy, go!
Nikki.
Are you okay?
We did it.
We won!
Well, that soul was just kinda an echo.
The scavenger. Nikos. They'll never harm
So
us
we did
both
kinda
again.
eat the last of it and just finished
The only
its
thing buried now is his
journey,
purple fate.
presumably.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you for giving me the chance to finish my mother's story.
I am glad that I didn't permanently eat you, though. That was freaky.
Yes. She was the most courageous girl of all. She stood in front of her displaced people and led them into the forest. The mist parted before her, revealing the path ahead as the forest welcomed her
To
home.
be fair, that boss is fairly easy if you just unload your arrows into it regardless, so you don't really need to summon the popper.
She picked up a gun and used it to guide her way through the forest. She even saved the big bad wolf. She didn't want a reward, but the big bad wolf still promised to help her whenever she was in need. But one day, the enemy struck, and Little Red Riding Hood almost ran out of bullets. At death's door, she fired one last shot into the sky. If you can, fight with me!
And the big bad wolf answered her call?
Yes. Suddenly, a huge silhouette emerged. She didn't say a word before the wolf swallowed her whole, its eyes burning red. They became one nimble and powerful force. Together they declared, "The forest shall go unharmed."
I do love controlling my
The big
savior
bad
from
wolf
inside their
went on to
belly.
howl under the moon alone. And Little Red Riding Hood's people were saved. They lived happily ever after.
A happy ending. Now you can return to your people.
Mother hesitated about that ending when she rewrote the story. She said, Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf shouldn't exist just to protect. So we wrote a new ending. After defeating the enemy, the two left the forest and went on to explore the world.
To see new lands and new trees.
I love seeing new trees,
I'll
me.
spend the rest of my life finishing Mother's story. This is for you.
Is that just like a
It's
wooden plank?
everyone.
Oh, okay, it's a picture.
Goodbye, Nikki. See you in the next story.
Goodbye.
Does she always leave in such a hurry?
She'd been trapped here for so long. I'm sure she couldn't wait to leave. We should go to the graveyard and check on everyone.
Yeah, she after spending thousands of years in the loop, she was like, fucking hell, I can't wait to get out.
Guess they're here at last.
Does everyone remember?
Of course, of course.
The brave, mad Red Riding Hood. If Clarity is madness, then she will be mad.
How did Mother's favorite fairy tale go again? Then in comes the terrifying big bad wolf, but she had strength.
Still not enough. She couldn't escape his clutches. It's Little Red Riding Hood.
She waited and waited. Through the forest, she wandered and wandered. The pink-haired
Yeah, I
girl
think she
brought
was the
moonlight
big
with
bad
her.
wolf that fought with
She lit up the
you.
darkness and exposed the schemer.
But then again,
Told you
yeah.
to smash her bowl. It
I
was
mean,
her
Nikki is the savior, so
This funeral.
yeah. But we don't have our happy lesbian ending, and we don't go off to explore the world with Little Red Riding Hood.
Every name lost to the forest cried out in unison. Once upon a time, a long time ago, the great Vitali roamed this place. Born for the forest, died for the forest. Long, long after, all of her stories, and hers,
It is kind of sad that people only like come back for like the last patch and then we forget about them again. I also kind of hate how much ass licking the game does for Nikki in particular. I feel like if we were doing any kind of ass licking, we should have been licking the ass of Red Riding Hood. She's the one that spent thousands of days and years being like entirely locked in a loop, but instead we're like, it's the Nikki that saved the day, hooray! I mean, I know that the Little Red Riding Hood didn't really want any fame for all of this. She literally just wanted to fuck off. But still, I don't feel like the game should be celebrating us. I feel like the game should be celebrating her. The fog is so thick. Do you think Nikki got lost? Don't worry, the thorns have withered, and even the miasma has faded. Look, they're back! It seems like Her Excellency and His Smiliness have pulled off a miracle once again. Nikki! Momo! You made it back safely. Was the journey dangerous? Did you get to see Grandma? How is she? With Nikki around, of course Grandma is better. I like how everything's in quotation marks. If that's the people's names, just like let them have those names, it's fine. She can be called Grandma if she wants to. She's just like the forest itself, slowly regaining her strength. Grandma ate all the herbal bread you gave her, and her cough is now quieter than the rustle of the leaves. And the story you've been wondering about, Little Red Riding Hood, we found out the ending to it. Yeah, quote-unquote, peony. In the end, Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf stepped out of the forest together, vowing to Wowing? To take a vow. Vowing to explore even more distant lands. Pronouncing English is sometimes so difficult because to take a vow and wow is practically the same, but the difference is between whether or not there's a W at the start. So Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf were both brave and kind-hearted all along. I love this ending. This ending was rewritten by a female titan called Vitali. Everyone in the Misty Forest calls her mother. She likes fairy tales too, right? The clay pot I live in is painted with all sorts of stories. Everyone says that they were left behind by titans long ago. Oh, living in the Misty Forest and loving fairy tales, could Lady Vitali herself have made the clay pots you all live in? That's very likely. She long served as the caretaker of the Titan's graveyard, and she's even become good friends with the Shroomlings. So the clay pots were made by Grandma's mother. I wish I could grab a whole basket of herbal bread and visit her right now, sharing with her the stories her mother painted on the pots. That's a wonderful idea. How about we get together tomorrow? Your Excellency, would you like to come with us? That sounds wonderful. Let's meet here tomorrow and go together to visit the happy grandma. I do love that I just literally stand here and wait. All aboard, toot toot toot. The express to Grandma's house is now departing. Thankfully, I don't need to actually wait on them. I can be there first. Yeah, wowing. Don't be afraid, Lemira. They're all residents of the forest I told you about and the children of Ritali. Miss Nikki, what are you doing here? Nikki's come with me to find Grandma. Mr. Magic Mirror, do you know where she went? I don't. Hold on a second. I think I figured it out. You stutter every time you lie, don't you? Mr. Magic Mirror, if you keep hiding the truth, you'll lose all your dignity. Now that Miss Nikki has seen everything, I'll just say it. Thanks to Miss Nikki, everyone remembered so many things about Mother after waking up. Grandma suggested holding the coming-of-age ceremony that Mother had wanted for us, even though it was hundreds of years late. So hundreds, not thousands. So Ritali prepared a coming-of-age ceremony for all the other children, too. That's a good thing, isn't it? Can you call sentient bags children? Why did Mr. Magic Mirror try to keep that from us? I'm not hiding anything. The ceremony is a woodland fairy tale play, starring all of us. It just wasn't finished before Mother was taken from us, and we were all corrupted. Thankfully, Miss Nikki stepped in. So we all agreed that we wanted to invite you to join the play, but Grandma's new script had just been finished. The lines weren't even polished yet, and rehearsal was cut short when you arrived. That works out perfectly. Since Miss Nikki came early, why don't we go ahead and start the play? Grandma will see you when it's over. Act in the play. I haven't even seen the script or had any time to prepare. Don't worry, Grandma wrote the main character of the story after you, a truly remarkable pink-haired girl. She sets out with her loyal companion, Momo the swordsman, and little adventurer who lives at the edge of the forest, the Shroomling fairy. Wow, Grandma even wrote roles for Momo and me. I can't wait. What about Miss Lemira? Then I'll sit this one out and politely remain an onlooker. Grandma didn't know that there was another guest, but it just so happens that there's a special role perfect for you. The necklace worn by the pink-haired girl, the moonlit stone. It sounds like when you need to do a play in a classroom and you're like, we don't actually have enough roles for all the children, and you look like the rest of the children and you're like, would you like to be scenery? Any of you guys want to be the trees? I guess. Once upon a time, deep in the woodlands, the thorns lashed like cruel whips and the mist whispered secrets like a watchful ear. Only the princess stood brave and true. She would not bow to the king's false kindness and called upon her people to lift their stones and axes, shattering the chains and locks woven by fear. The residents longed to help her escape, yet their hearts were heavy with worry. The healer White Snow spoke gently. Your wounds from the whip have not yet healed, and the herbs you so urgently need have not yet dried. The guide, Magic Mirror said, the king has swallowed the night, and even the fireflies have betrayed us. The princess made up her mind, but on the night they agreed to escape, she vanished without a trace. Oh no, the princess must have been captured. Miss truly remarkable pink-haired girl, it looks like we're up. Kind guests, could you tell me how I might find the princess? We're still searching. The three master builders are on the case and may have already found some clues. If you have any questions, you can talk to them. Builders, that must be the three little pigs. Come on, let's go search near their home. I'm gonna leave it here because this game really likes to LARP and I don't understand why. Like, everything has to be a play. What we found out, though, is that all of these, they're okay. They're gonna be okay. And if you want spoilers from, like, my first playthrough, myself, a lot of them also want to, like, leave this place and do different things. It's just that some of them are worried about how their appearance will be perceived by the open world, like the rest of the civilization, more likely. So you're just gonna have numpties that kind of look a little bit like Esslings wandering around out there, interacting with the environment. It would be kind of sweet if they didn't just like get deleted after this patch, but you could see them wandering around from time to time. But Infold being Infold, I bet that they're just gonna go back into the box of side characters to never return from again, like most side characters do. In general, I did enjoy this patch's story. My biggest issue, though, is that I feel like the story could have been a lot more focused on the Red Riding Hood rather than us. A lot of the end of it and the side quests, they all become very ass-kissy towards Nikki, which just isn't my favorite thing in the stories. It is also kind of nice to see a bit more lore about Titans, even though it's fairly light lore. It's not a lot of lore, but it's like a little bit of lore. It's nice. It's nice to get that, and I also like how this whole story is told not directly. Like, you understand that there was a woman titaness living in the graveyard, that she manages to create life, and that was a big invention, that she takes in a failed inventor called Nikos, that he poisons her through medicine, steals her inventions, but it's kind of told through a fairy tale lens. I do like this kind of like double layering of things, but on the internet I found that a lot of people were very confused with both the flow and the wording of this patch, and I don't quite relate. I think that it was fairly straightforward. I would want to see more about Titans and about precisely everything that happened with Nikos and such, but you know, you can't always get what you want for. But despite all of the technical interruptions, we managed to finish the patch, and that's honestly great. So we still have more patches to do. Next week, hopefully I think I should be able to do 2.3. I'm trying to see. Yeah, Uncrowned Heart, Invitation to the Flawless. I'm surprised because even Life as a Poem exists and that's 2.1. Like, this is the first temporary patch of the cycle, which is quite interesting because this one like had a proper timer on it and everything. So we're gonna do 2.3 the next time around. Now I'm gonna take the time to read the chat. Do you want the aura farm while T-posing? Perfect role for you, a tree. Yeah, I wish that she had gotten the spotlight. I wish that Infold didn't feel... I don't... afraid of giving other characters some spotlight, and not just Nikki. Okay, I have now caught up with the chat. So I'm gonna run away before the stream dies on me again. Hopefully, next time we stream it's gonna be smoother. So thank you all for joining. There's gonna be shit tons of Infinity Nikki videos this month. I did not figure out what to fill the Thursday slot, so I kinda hyper-focused a little bit, and some of them are gonna be more cheery than others. At least so far I've done like 2 videos in which I dress up. One serves as a semi-promo for a different project that I'm part, but yeah. Anyway, I hope that I'm gonna see you on the videos. I do read all the comments. I hope that I'm gonna see you on my other streams. And toodaloo!